guys, and welcome back to Factorio, our Void Block live streams. Today our goal is to get to at least blue science and make a few more discoveries. Is this one? Oh. I kind of wish I could figure a way around this. That's alright. What we will do is we will do this. Don't need this anymore. Because this was when we were making centrifuges yesterday. I actually don't think these gears are going anywhere. Nope, they're not. Okay, let's get these gears taken down. Last stream, we worked on getting our resources taken care of. We worked on taking care of the byproduct, getting our prismarites up and running, and we made Void Science level 1, Void Science level 2, and Red Science from the base game. And we started placing down the build for the Green Science. Oh, the bots. Let's deal with these yellow belts real quick. Alright, toss it. That's a lot of spare iron. That's alright. Still fighting the cough, although it's only a cough now. I thought my voice was gonna be bad this morning because I woke up and my voice was really hoarse. Ended up just being a temporary thing, thankfully. Been really mad if I had to cancel this stream as well. Alright, where's the 2-to-1? Actually, no, we need belts. The good news is that we can always just do this. begin to see the negatives of the system. There's the elements. Yeah, we're just gonna do it like this. Now we need green circuits, which means this can go ahead and go down here. There we go. More belts. More landfill. Probably should start making assemblers in different say it a different way. I should start making assemblers on the belt. Probably should build them all. What it is unless it's a bot mall, I usually don't build malls. This design is wrong. Missing an insurer. And that takes care of green signs. One moment. Alright, I'm back. So, what we can do, at least to make a little bit of handcrafting, of not needing to do handcrafting as much. Now there's a way around this. And we need to extend that so that it's doing faster. Oh, electricity is failing. That's not good. Because this requires electricity to run, and now it's basically murdering itself. And break this one, and then what we'll do is we'll do this. And this speeds this process up. This is why we need nuclear science. Let it run for a few minutes. Let it build up some of the stuff. And now it's going to go down, which is fine. Now what I could do, I don't normally use these. The truth is because I usually don't have a reason to. Enable, disable. And void cells are greater than now it's enabled. Because they're greater than 500. And if it drops below that, it will disable it, which will focus on these and keep our power running for just a bit longer. But we do need to get this fixed eventually. There goes all that iron. Remember how I said that this backlog won't last if we're doing something? Making green science is definitely doing something. That and making green circuits and stuff like that. But this is definitely taking up most of the iron right now. And that's because we did not limit it. We have a lot of blue circuits for a while. That's okay. Or not blue circuits, blue inserters. Which we also have actually a ton of them up here, actually, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there's not a ton in here. That's okay. Go ahead and start doing this. That'll get our green science up. We are having a bit of an issue with iron, apparently. Let's see what's going on with iron. No, it's just all getting used up to make red belts. It's alright. Let's make the iron. Let's make more iron. Now the problem with this is that we are going to be consuming even more electricity with more electrical furnaces. I'm aware of this, and while I know that it's just going to make our power deficit a problem, we need more iron. Power is jittering now because the fact that this is turning on and off. I really need to fix the system. There are ways to fix it. Reason I just said that. Let's see. Oh, we're not doing that process yet. I thought we were doing the let's go ahead and build. To go like this. Change this slightly. Carbon and Immortal. Carbon we can get from down south, which I'm going to. Go ahead and do this. it's runes, speed runes, and prismarite and steel. So you can go ahead and grab 100 prismarite from there. Steel I can get from here. And then as far as the runes go, for speed runes I need void gems and rune stones and void flux. Which I can get from here. Go ahead and make a 2 stack, so these things are pretty useful, and we're going to be making a lot of the advanced versions of these. You need to be making this, make an advanced version, put that there. I also will be using these to make the others. We also might want to start working on getting the other versions. If I do this, 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 and then we start making these. Go ahead and make 2 stacks of those as well. These need to make our new orichalcum plates. That makes our Corinth catalyst, which pull out. It is allowed to produce if plates are greater than 180. Prismatic plates. Okay, actually, that's this. Place these into here. Set them back with Y. Then what we'll do is reset this to doing this. Now, these won't do anything for a few seconds, which is fine. That's fit. Reach. Now it's 1 short. that is how the system works. We'll make a lot more of this coreless fluid. Now, I do need to redesign this area because this isn't going to work. Well, it will work, but I will have a lot more work to set up this. So what I might do is I might alter the design a slight amount. I'm not totally sure how though. That or I'll just do separate segments of these devices. Right now though, my main concern is power, because we are definitely having power issues. Now, one way around these power issues, we go down to where we're making these. We've got 50 of these now. Now these are efficiency modules for void tech stuff. So these will make things more efficient, which what I can start doing is I can start throwing them up here. And this will start making this a little bit more efficient. I won't be throwing them in all of them, because not all of them are running all the time, and I don't have a lot of them yet. But throwing a few into there will help our system get a little bit more stabilized. We need to put them in here though. There we go. Now the coreless fluid is at 100%. You need more stone. What I could do for that. Should I do? I can put that there. Oh cool, it connected to there automatically. Useful. There we go. Now that gives that more than enough stone. And that'll start backing up the prismarine. There comes the prismarine up the belt. Because it slowly begins to back up. Stop that. Stop that. Keep that running for now. Just gonna be going back. Close that. Yeah, that'll work. Now what I do want to do is I want to connect this one to that one. Say if we have less than 50, you can run. I don't want you running if we have more than 50, because that will then keep track here. If this back all the way up to here, we get 50 in here. We don't need to be making that many. Big batch of these. Alright, back to this. Now, I'm pretty sure these can only go in these void machines. We get power back on? Answer is maybe. Yep. Looks like power got stabilized because of that. It is one of my most suggested things. Even the creator suggested doing this to help with the early game power problems. That deals with that. Back to making science. Now, the reason I did this is I plan on using green circuits as well. There we go. Because I know green circuits are used in a handful of the next couple of recipes, not to mention red circuits. Alright. Next thing to build would be the blue science. So another 2 to 3, which will end up translating into a 3 to 1. I mean, a 2 to 1, which will translate to being a 3 to 1. Because blue science is 3 to 1. I'm gonna go ahead and make a couple of quite a big line of this. Alright, so red circuits will have their own line, engines and sulfur will share a line. Works for me. We're getting into the part of the game that normally I think a lot of people have said scares people away. And even though I love byproducts, it's one of the I can admit this one kept me away for quite a while until I played Bob's Angels and found out how much I enjoy byproducts. I mostly just enjoy trying to figure out a system that can use everything up. Oh, wow. Okay. So we might start having an issue with crystals. Because we're running low on crystals now. Now there are other ways to get void crystals. We might explore some of those later. Because we are definitely running low on void crystals. That's one reason why we stopped burning them. Look, I wish I hadn't been burning them at all. Spoilage. Oh, because spoilage has the game. Spoilage is now the only thing piling up in here. Prismarine's finally backing up, which means soon Prismarine plates will be backing up and soon we won't have an issue with Prismarine plates. Just in time for us to start having an issue with crystals. I swear that's a lot of what this game is. So if I do this, I don't want to use the coreless load for this unless this is absolutely, unless we have everything else taken care of. Speaking of which, overflow on that as well. Just so I know we're not using up our coreless fluid on anything else, so that we know that this process is continuing. Now, the one reason why you really want to keep this running is that you'll notice that this one this one has a percentage chance at returning the inert coreless catalyst. You used to have to cook these things, but now they use spoilage, which is why they go into here. They use this chest to spoil, and then they pack up, and then they stack up in here. The reason I do this is because if I don't do this, this ends up getting like ones all over the place because the spoilage doesn't go right, and so they don't stack up properly. Oh, prismarine plates are packing up now. But that's mostly because the crystals are back there, are failing. And that should be fixed by this, but we'll notice that there's a problem here. This only has a 25% chance of producing a coreless a crystal. And it takes 10 seconds. So every 10 seconds we have so basically if every 40 seconds we're getting one crystal. And that's at the average, I think. Unless my math is bad. Unless I'm being bad at math again. There are other ways to get the crystals. I don't want to set them up just this second. I'm just trying to get something that will work for now. Again, the name of the game is make it work for now. These will go a little bit faster now. We are still looking at our electricity being a problem. We're noticing that it's having issues again. Alright, let's get back down to doing blue science. That explains stuff. Let's go get some iron. Where's iron? There's iron. So this takes iron, gears, and green circuits. Iron, gears, and green circuits. I am going to try and set up a system to make these. If my bots will stop stealing them all from me. You make the basic one. Now to make this one, it needs steel, green circuits, gears. Oh, this is all messed up. So if I go heat, pick you up, place you there, place you there. So if I place you there, and I place you there, and I place you there, I place you there. sigh of relief to see me actually start trying to stop handcrafting? I feel like it would be. I know it is for me. People might think I enjoy handcrafting, but I do not. It is a slow process. Although I think that is kind of to encourage people to not handcraft. I'm basically trying to get you to stop handcrafting everything. Sadly, I'm stubborn. Alright. We need red circuits, which needs plastic, sulfur, which is sulfur, and engine units. We can make the engine units, but we can't make the sulfur or the red circuits. Well, we can make them, we just aren't making any of the stuff we need yet. We need more landfill for this area because we're going to start using this area. Yes, I have a way of using it. Because that's where we're going to do all of our, I don't know if these are petrochems or if that's something from another mod that basically replaces oil. I think it is, because I think petro is like gas. I wish I could lock my bots in my inventory so that they wouldn't leave so that I can't remove them from my inventory. Eventually I won't have to worry about it because I'll have my bot network will be taking care of all my needs, but I don't have that set up yet. Oops. Alright. Next, I need back. I'll take these. I don't think we actually made them in this run. Nope, we did not. Okay. Take this. Give me this. I did that wrong. We want this in here. Easily. Next, red circuits needs plastics, green circuits, and plastics, green circuits, and wire. So what we'll do is we'll do this one to say red circuits, red circuits, red circuits, red circuits. Because red circuits don't need nearly as much wire as green circuits, at least in the ratio wise. Now I think green circuits and plastics are the lesser though. I think you need more wire. Yes. So green circuits and plastics will share a belt, while wire will come from So plastics and sulfur are not difficult to make. The main struggle with them. We're gonna go ahead and remove that, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this here to unload sulfur onto this line, so that we know which line is sulfur and which line is plastic. I don't have any sulfur. I don't have any plastic saved up because of the fact that we needed plastic for making red circuits to make those centrifuges. Okay, so I need 5 refineries and then 5 of these. First things first is we're going to go up here and we're going to start working on getting oil. Which I don't think we've made yet on stream, in this stream at least. Well, in this playthrough at least, so we now get to see how that process is done. We're going to use all 5 of these to make the base process, and then we'll work on the advanced process in just a minute. Now what I need is going to need some pipe. We'll grab some more in just a second. This. Oh, we have a lot of yellow inserters. I need to figure out a way to use these. I have an idea. We'll get to that in a second. Let's go ahead and extend this just a little bit. So clip some of this landfill. Okay, so we'll do it like this, I guess. Steel. Grab some steel. Okay. So these can be placed anywhere. These are basically oil pump jacks that are been retextured and repurposed to make raw, I think it's fluid flux or something like that. Raw void flux. Now, raw void flux is not the raw version of void flux. You can process it into normal void flux in these refineries, which we get quite a bit of void flux out of it. It's actually one of the reasons why we're going to be doing it here. There, 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 and there. I want you to go there. Now what I want is I want to have not spent all the engine units. I didn't think about the fact that I was going to need them. And pick up all these engine units that's on this belt. Okay. Burn an overflow valve. Because I don't want to be using up all of this unless I have excess. Alright, so next we need another, let's go with, for now we're going to go with 5. Alright, so let's go with probably right about here. Find out in a second if I'm right. Do that, and then do that. That is the water pipe. That is the petroleum gas pipe. parallel this. Hook this up to this. And now connect it with it. Actually, I want this be here, and then I want another overflow valve. Oh wait, no, a top-up valve. You go there. Alright. That's all hooked up. Let's go over here real quick. What we're going to do is we'll do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Use the assemble process. Because we don't have those coreless things down here, and I don't feel like making them down here. And again, we have carbon right there. Nope, don't think about it. Alright, so one there, one there. There. I think that's everything we need. I think. Could be wrong. Nope, can't do that. Alright. Everything moved down. Water. Petroleum. Gas. Light oil. Oil. 1, 2, 3. Top-up valve. Now the process is making this fluid. Now I don't have these turned on yet because I want these to prime the system. Now, this can go to here, this can go to there, and this can go to there. I now have the 3 types of processes to make oil, which I need 2 overflow and 2 top-up. question is, how do I get the water down here? And an easy answer would be like this. I like easy answers. That means I'm lazy. Maybe. And build that. And then I want an overflow valve thing. Because I don't want to use up water from this system unless it's overflowed. Well, actually, no, I want to use up water from this system even if it's not overflowed. Because this process will not be running full tilt all the time anyways. Boom and boom. Top-up valve. Undergrounder. Right. So, process. Let's do this. Overflow. Undergrounds. Strip down. Bring that coast. Yep. So, petroleum gas is the one that we're okay with having the most of. Because we'll constantly need petroleum gas. The other reason why that's okay is because when I turn these on, these will keep these at 50% constantly. So it's not a big deal. So now these will use coreless fluid to make these and keep these topped up to 50%. But we'll always primarily use these, except for the petroleum gas, which we're primarily using what's coming out of these. And the void flux is constantly getting pumped, which is fine. Go there, and I do need water because water is used in either sulfur or plastic. I can't remember which. I think it's sulfur. Is it sulfur? Yes. Which still have plenty of space before we need to work on building it. Good. Now, this isn't gonna look great because I probably shouldn't do this, but as a wise man once said, distance is a killer. Think that wise man said that? If not, I said it, which makes me a wise man. Ah. I'm a wise man and then I go to do something like that. Sheesh. Leave that be. Because I don't need water coming all the way down here because sulfur is the first thing to do, and I'm probably just going to run the sulfur belt right next to this belt. Actually, what I might do is I might just run the belt like this. So sulfur requires water and petroleum gas. So I do need to give this kind of a spacing. I do need to space these out because I can't mix the two pipes together by mistake. Or I won't let me. I think it'd be cool if it would, but it wouldn't make it would just not let the pipe work. Now, unlike most builds, where we end up building two-sided, this is going to be a one-sided build. You don't go through your petrochems as much as you go through everything else. So I should be able to go ahead and just alternate the sides with the inserters and be fine. Handle that. I want you to make me sulfur, which needs water. Now I'm just calling it the Petro. I'll look at Petro. Oops. That will prevent it from putting on sulfur until we've used up all that sulfur. Now next is plastics. Now plastic is a little bit different, but about the same thing. So the only thing is that we can now put them closer together. Plastic only uses the petrol gas, but it also uses coal, which is right there, which is fine. I was hoping to get the spacing right, but no, we can get the spacing right. I move this down. This. You can go there. You can go there. This. Plastics for our red spots. And that is Blue Science Automated. We will be going with this next. And then nuclear science. We'll go with that, we'll go with that. Those stack inserters. Electricity. it's not going to keep going because we don't have engines being made. So we're only getting a little trickle of science right now because of those engines we threw in early on. It's very quickly going to stop doing anything. It's another 3-to-1 recipe. I'm going to try and build this quite a bit back because I kind of want to build a system for it. Oh, right there will work. Engine units. Engine units. Engine units. I wish I would just copy the blueprint or copy the recipe. I'm going to build quite a few of these, which is one reason why we're going to be doing this as well. I'll have to custom build it. 1, 2, and 3. So now I'm going to do 3, I'm only going to do 2. Let's go get some more blue inserters. We also need a few more of these guys. There. It's not exactly what I wanted. Let's go with... Can it go here? Yes. Just. Okay. This can go over to steel. Off the belts. Sheesh. So that one, that one, that one, that one. You can be here. You can be here. We will make gears. You will make pipe. I could have pulled gears off the belt, I guess. That's fine. Not by a lot. We're just literally going to have the pipes be made here. I don't know why it doesn't ghost the undergrounds. It's kind of annoying that it doesn't ghost the undergrounds. At least give us a little bit of the material that we need. There we go. Much better. Now this will actually really hurt our steel production, or iron production. Do I have... No, I don't. There we go. I definitely want a place to come and grab red circuits every once in a while. There we go. We definitely need more. Oh, we're still suffering on power. That's our issue. Although we now have nuclear science, so now we can use nuclear tech. Alright, let's go design nuclear island. Will be an island all on its own. I isolate it so that it doesn't, so that when we do botnet, when we get the bot network up and running, the bots don't end up getting, we don't have bots that are, we don't lose power due to bots not prioritizing the nuclear reactors needs. Don't think I have the nuclear blueprint that I need. Hopefully we do. No, we do not. We'll have to make a new one. Or I'll have to go grab one from my other save, which I hope it's in. If it's not in there, then we don't have one. I don't think it's in there. I think I deleted the save that it was in. So we'll have to design a new nuclear reactor, which is fine. And grab this, put that there, put everything in there. Okay, good, we kept our bots. I never want to get rid of my bots. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab a couple of these. smart to put your nukes on another island, right? So if it goes boom, you don't have to worry about it. Grab one of these. Grab a centrifuge. Grab a couple of these. Now, I don't think there's anything that we need to worry about destroying in here. Uranium ore, that's fine. Stone, I don't want that, but void shards, also nah. And do this. So I don't want stone, and I don't want shards. So and shards. It'd be too much of a pain to get them back to the main island, so we're just gonna get rid of them. Hopefully by the time we get 500, we'll have enough of the shiny rocks to start the Cobrax enrichment process once we get the Cobrax enrichment process. I am realizing we don't have the Cobrax enrichment process, which is, for all intents and purposes for now, fine. My back is starting to hurt. Probably because my chair is broken. So, let's take a look at this real quick. We use bad with that to make that. Okay. So, we'll switch one of you over to this. This is done in the centrifuge, right? Is it? Yes. Immortal circuits. Oh, because we're not using science right now. Oh wow, everything's got pretty much up and at 'em now. Oh, that's not good. You will be 250. You will be 500. So I want to be using up these more than I want to be using up that. That was a problem and a half. That was going to be an issue. I think my cat's having a dream. All of a sudden, she's laying down, but all of a sudden her tail started going like crazy. is all the concrete I made at the beginning of the game. That'll work for now. Actually, don't even need that many. That gives us a 94.3% chance of getting our shiny rock. And right now, shiny rocks are over. Because I'm almost guaranteed that we're going to have more bad rocks than we are going to have shiny rocks. And we need like 40 of them to start the Cobra X return process once we get to the point that we can start it. Trying to decide if I want to start working towards another power supply. Because I do have one option. Might overflow. What's this? Brings our petroleum gas to 100%. Currently at 50%. Oh, okay. So what I'll do is, if I built one of these, I built that there. This, I normally don't use these because I have those pumps, but I have those valves, but sometimes I need a more fine-tuned system. Okay, petroleum gas. It's greater than, let's say, 8,000. And this can turn on. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build a system right here, and then pump it up north, which is gonna be basically I'm gonna basically be spending basically gonna be making solid fuel and sending that up north. Priority left. No, not priority left. Priority left input. Alright. So, actually tempted to go ahead and do this as well. Maybe. Yeah, that's fine. Yep. Make it out of this. I might make the system longer. For now, I'm just gonna make it like this because it's what I've got on me. Maybe a little bit there. Like that. Like this. that brings power back to a reasonable amount. We don't have black science yet. We will be doing black science eventually, just not right now. That'll also help us burn off any excess petroleum gas we start getting. Like I said, getting this stuff is more important. We are building up our carbon again, which is fine. Switch these over to being electrically powered. These ones need to stay like this because this is a backup system, just in case the system starts to bog down. Now, what we could do, there is a process for turning Void Ocean into water that I haven't been using because I haven't gotten around to setting it up. We could set that up and have that be where the water comes from. Probably a better idea than what I'm currently running, but 6 of one, half a dozen of the other kind of system. That's because this stuff is piling. This stuff piles up on one side. Okay. This is a terrible idea. Don't do this. Sadly, I had to start a new playthrough because my old save got deleted. I don't know if I deleted it or if it got corrupted, but I decided to start a new one. Bettering a lot of my systems. Definitely enjoying it still. And don't get me wrong, I never stopped void blocking. I just stopped streaming it for a while. One reason why I have so many different systems now that run in parallel with each other. I fixed a lot of my old problems. Well, I fixed some of my old problems. There are still a few things that I'm doing that I probably shouldn't be. I think Coverax enrichment is a space science. Now, could be wrong. I'm curious of what it is though, because I need Coverax enrichment. No, I haven't heard of that one yet. I've been hearing a lot about people modding planets in, but I haven't heard of that one. I'll have to take a look at it. Because I'm definitely still enjoying it. Do I want to throttle this at all? Don't really need to because it's got enough of everything going on. No, I don't mind. So that's not Cobra X enrichment, that's nuclear fuel reprocessing, which we're going to need eventually, but that's purple science, and that's quite a while down the line. Where's Cobra X enrichment? I'm pretty sure it's a space science. There it is. What's it doing down past all the different planet stuff? So yeah, okay, so I need the electric engines, robot frames, construction robots, logistics bots. Void electric engines. Look at these, look at these, look at this. Let that stuff run. But yeah, I definitely gotta try that planet out. Although I don't really play with going to other planets. Mostly because Voldora breaks my time mod, and I don't like playing without the time mod because of how slow the game can be sometimes. Do these have modules? No. Should build more labs. Five labs. Not enough stuff, so we don't have enough copper. 5 labs. Not purple science yet. Do lab research. Start getting some of these just to knock them out of the tech tree so I don't have to see them anymore. I say that and I research a brand new science. We don't have space yet. No, we don't. We're still lacking something. Not lacking. Rocket fuel. Right. Okay. Go ahead and break these. We'll do rocket fuel next. Then we'll get space science. Or we'll get rockets, and then we'll start working towards getting rockets. We're on to the third and final void signs. Was not expecting that, at least at this point. If they get to the point where they're not running, then that means the system fell apart. How's our numbers looking? A lot of carbon. Not a whole lot of crystals. We're using all of our crystals again. I think it's only when we're doing void signs that we start using up all the crystals. Same with all the prismarite plates. We're definitely still not making enough prismarite plates. But that comes down to not having enough furnaces for it. I could put the furnaces down. I could move the furnaces down here. Yeah, that's probably the best idea. I think it'd be interesting if you make prismarite steel. Like combine prismarite with the green plate. I probably shouldn't suggest things like that. I'm probably gonna end up paying for that in the future if he does it. If you end up adding that. Put that in there. That's fine. I'll just wait for that to drain out. This will fix that problem. One issue we have right now is that it's putting it all in their parts. Oh. No, we weren't having... Nope, I'm upgrading it anyways. I've already started building it, I might as well finish it. Reminded me of Mario Kart when you had Rainbow Road in Mario Kart. Spoilage before we use up anything else. the number of plates we're making. Definitely was more than the system can handle. That's alright. It'll backlog eventually. And that just means we can eventually have a reason to improve our prismarine making. But I need more centrifuges for that, and I'm not making centrifuges right now. Okay, I need to try that then. Because if it's like Bob's mods, then I really need to try that because I really enjoyed. I think that's what I think it's what I'm thinking of is Bob's Angels from the C Block days. Absolutely loved that system because of all of the backwards motions that you had to do. Not really like backwards motion, but more of like you had to like find all the byproduct and figure out all the byproduct. Like figuring this system out was one of my favorite parts about this. Was figuring out what to do with all the byproducts of all the stuff that I was making. I'm definitely one of those weird people who enjoys, I already felt those. Go ahead and fill these. I'm still trying to get up to, having a decent power supply. Definitely work on upgrading the systems to their coreless fluid versions. That's what we'll do next. Because we have so much coreless fluid anyways. We'll upgrade everything to its coreless fluid system. Does mean less byproduct, but that's fine. Alright, you just make actually won't make anything in the long run because it'll make this stuff first, but that's because I want the byproducts. But if we're running low on it, I definitely want to have more of what's supposed to be there. That's entirely why I built the system, to be upgraded to coreless eventually. Also started burning wood for fuel since we have so much extra wood. Comes down to it, there's a lot of different ways you can improve it, and always just being stuff. Yeah, it definitely sounds like it'd be something I would definitely be interested in. It definitely sounds like it's just something that improves. Does it work with Void Block? Would I be able to add it to this series, or is it something that needs to be by itself? Because if I could add it to this series, I always would. I'm willing to. Although I don't know if I want to, because I don't know how much of my process it'll break. I might consider doing it when we go for the redesign with the bots. So that if it does break it, I have a reason for redesigning everything anyways. Oh, they reached the limits I set. That's fine. in the end this will make green. Void block is yeah, I was kind of afraid of that. What I'll probably do is I'll probably wait until we get past Coverax enrichment and nuclear process. So once I get science packs started, and then I'll basically have Power Island to run my process, and then I'll be able to redesign the entire base from there. It wasn't on a stream, and I can't show it to you because I deleted the save already, but I did have a stream. I did have a save where I've had like 5 stacks of legendary disgusting slime. For no other reason than just because I could. We haven't gotten to the point of recycling yet, so I can't work on the legendary disgusting slime yet, so we're just burning it away. That or melting it down into flux fluid. Right, where is it? Right there. Well, I guess that me saying melting it down into flux fluid isn't right because I'm not melting it. Because you can't melt it into flux fluid. Unlike all the other processes, you have to just burn it in a void forge. No, we're definitely using up more of our void flux than we were. I need to launch a rocket. That's what our next goal. That's what our next goal is going to be. To launch a rocket, we need rocket fuel, blue circuits, and low density structure. Which low density structure takes plastics, steel, and copper, I think. Pretty sure I'm right. Blue circuits, the only thing we need is green circuits and red circuits, which I have red circuits being made and we can pull off that. And obviously with green circuits already. So, okay, now we have this. Cargo landing pad. Okay, so I need to build a rocket silo first, which the 2 things I need for this that I don't have right now are blue circuits and electric engines. And I want to be lazy, so we're going to be lazy. First things first, let's go back up to the top and dump our raw resources away. And then what I will do is, we're probably going to use the exalted, the void block process to get us our blue circuitry. It's just a little bit faster than what it needs to be. How do you make sulfuric acid? How do you properly make sulfuric acid? Where is that? There it is. I need water. I don't want to worry about water right now. Although I can easily get it. Centrifuge. I build them up here. We need core. We need core. Go for X enrichment. Can't build that yet, but that's fine. I'll take you. Oh, it's not. We're not lacking the science pack. That's just how much this modular one costs. I want to put the rocket launches up here, but I'm thinking about how I'm going to get plastic all the way up there. I could break it off here, and run it up to the north. Probably run it over here, then run it across. Probably do it this way. Blue circuits would need red and green circuits. It'd be easier just to build it down here. Technically also need sulfur. Where is there? There for now. Nuclear power is probably one of your best early options, but one of the best things that I would suggest, which the creator of the mod, who's currently in the chat, who probably has an even better option than I do, but one of my options is to just get the efficiency runes as early as possible and start sticking them in all your Voidcraft machines. Basically, you're going to need that, but one of my biggest suggestions is what I have over here. So basically, this is just the Steam setup that basically what it is it's making void fuel here, and then it's monitoring this chest. If this chest falls below 500, it'll turn the power switch off, which then focuses just power towards making fuel. You'll suffer from brownouts, but you'll never black out. It's basically one of the best ways to keep your base running with power until you get to Voidcraft. Until you get to Nuclear Craft. Unless you're working, and as long as you can get to Nuclear Craft usually takes care of all your power needs for quite a while. The other suggestion is to just all the byproducts you get, like spoilage, carbon, all of that, burn that, and use that as extra fuel. Your disgusting slime is also another good one. I'm also burning it here. This is way too big though. You probably only need like 4 rows of these. Not 4, 8 rows of steam turbines, because it'll never reach the end here. Unless your power system's doing really well, disgusting slime never lasts very long in a boiler. But it will give you a small amount of power to keep that energy going, which comes straight from your void sheds, if you're doing void block. True. That's also another one. That's one reason why these are running on... These are void forges that are running. I keep burner inserters going on them, and then they burn their own to make the water. This also prevents blackouts. One big thing I suggest is these first two boilers have burner inserters, and these normally have burner inserters. I don't know why they don't. I think I switched them out for some reason, but these have burner inserters and these have burner inserters. It makes sure that even in a blackout, you'll never black out permanently. It'll keep going. It'll just keep stuttering back on and off, and then you can at least use the little bits of power that you have to start building up your supply again, to try and get something to have power. Normally it would, but you're thinking on the fact of you can go straight to electricity. One of the biggest advantages of electricity is that you put it all in one area, but you keep putting more and more weight on that power grid. That's one reason why I like this setup with the power switch. This is the only time I ever used this power switch. I've literally barely ever used it. But because if the power starts to go down, this will start to slowly produce less and less void because of the fact that these use electricity. So it's one of those death spiral things. You produce less power, you produce less fuel, which causes you to produce less power, which causes you to produce less fuel, so on and so on and so forth, until you black out completely. Once you get to oil processing, you can also use solid fuel from your petroleum gas. It's one thing I suggest, to burn off excess petroleum gas, since you always want to burn off as much petroleum gas as you can, just so that you don't have a backlog of it. Because once you start backlogging on that, you'll then start backlogging on everything else, and it'll all lock itself up. My biggest suggestion is always look for what's causing you to backlog, and try to find a way around it. That's one reason why up here with all of this, the void sheds are producing everything, which is then dumping it all into this chest, which is then being divided into their individual warehouses. And then I have systems set up to pull out of their warehouses as long as I have stuff going in. Prioritizing making landfill for obviously expanding the island to work on. But my biggest suggestion to get better at it is to keep trying. Every time you run into a problem, try to figure out what caused the problem, and then try to fix it. If you can't fix it, start over. I've restarted this probably at least 20 times, and I've never beat it. But I'm not saying that I don't like it. I absolutely adore this mod because of the fact of how much fun I have with it. One of the things is I love the backlog process. I love the byproduct systems. Yeah, that wouldn't help. You can always do that. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not a problem. Like, if we go down to my oil system, we'll notice that I'm making the 3 separate oil products, but I am limiting them to where I'm prioritizing using their normal processes. Sexy, or 6. Is that supposed to be sexy? I don't know. The creator of this mod, who's in the chat, definitely showed off one of the best things of this mod with his creation of it, is that it's very balanced. You can pull late game products. I'm currently pulling late game blue circuits instead of going through the actual process of making them. But it's very... That's fine. I just was wondering if there was a way, if there was a way that it's sparsed. I've seen people do that before, so that's what I was just under the impression of. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But like I was saying before, one of the things that I can definitely say about this mod that is very well balanced is you can grab late game products if you want. It's better to make the products yourself, but you can grab late game products. But like with me making engines in this, it's not efficient for me to make engines in this. I should be making engines normally. I'm just too lazy to make engines normally, and I just need enough to make the. Like is an understatement. I have not played regular Factorio since I discovered this mod. I have been playing this mod like crazy. I literally bought Space Age because of this mod. I wouldn't have bought Space Age any other way. I was not interested in going to space. I was not interested in doing the mod and playing with the new mechanics. I was like, I'll just stick with Factorio because I never got to space anyways. I never launched a rocket in the first game. So I was like, there's no reason to. Voidcraft was the reason I went to Space Age. Because I enjoy this mod so much. It's the one reason why I stream it. I absolutely love this mod and I wish it had, and I wanted to give it more traction because I think this is probably one of the best mods out there. And I am not kidding. I need 200 engine units. And then we need steel, but we already are making steel. Oh wait, no, not that. Why am I doing that? We have void flux right there. Why am I not using the void flux? Go ahead and process a few more of these down. That sounds like fun. I might need to try that, and then I might need to consider making a playthrough for just that. I would absolutely willing to let my base break just to try it out. Well, yeah, that makes sense. If you like a mod, you're definitely going to make sure your mod works with it. And on to the third science, which I think, yes, it's void gems, void rocket parts, and orichalcum. I gotta say, orichalcum is the hardest substance for me to get a good amount of. I am always starved for orichalcum. Like, I get the main way of making it is just to pull it from the void, but the fact that that's the only way to get it hurts a lot. I have not found a way of getting good at orichalcum any stage of the game. And I've been all the way to having Gleba science. All of the inner planets have been at my disposal, and I still suffer with orichalcum. It feels like it's one of the hardest things to obtain. Now, see, that's... See, now that's another reason why I want to get that, because that would make my life a little bit easier. Because orichalcum is like one of those like 0.03 seconds with Coriolis fluid and a greater void works. Like it's not fair to say that it's not fair for me to point this out, being the fact that it's full. But it's also only providing for a single machine, which is currently turned off because we have more than enough catalysts. But still. Oh, wait a minute. Am I a genius? I might be a genius. Wait a minute, my brain's doing that thing. I act like I'm a genius with what I just thought of, and literally my brain thought process was just, we could always put the, we could always make these, over here to give us more space to work with this, instead of putting them right here. Act like it's groundbreaking technology. It's not, ladies and gentlemen. It's really not. I also have a system of playing this where it's as long as I can get it to work. I am glad to hear though that other people are playing Void Block, because I want this mod to get as much publicity as possible. I have seen quite a few people play it, I just didn't see very many streamers playing it. Main reason why I ended up deciding to stream it. Actually, we're gonna go up here. We're gonna keep it spaced. Random plug, and one thing that really makes me want to play this game even more is Factorio in general, not just Void Block, but there's an anime I've been watching a lot called Dr. Stone, which Dr. Stone basically feels like an anime that's basically Factorio. It basically sounds like somebody playing Factorio a lot of the episodes, because they're just talking about the process and how they're going to make the next item. Which, as far as I can tell, it's actually realistic. There's a lot of it, there is part of it that isn't realistic, but there is a lot of it that is realistic. We did not need belts, I don't know why I picked up belts. We need more of these. That was the one thing that I was really depressed by when I played with Factorio, is I didn't like the fact that the updated version of the chemical plant, the cryo plant, doesn't actually like give you the productivity bonus the other ones did. Like, I can understand if they decided not to go that route just because maybe they wanted to do a more balanced system or something, but still. You gave us like 3 broken machines and then decided for some reason decided to not give us the final broken machine. Maybe it's because the chemical plant wouldn't work with being broken like that? I could definitely say I wish that you could change that there was a mod to change how quality worked. Instead of needing to have high quality items in order to make stuff, you can use lower quality items. But the way it works is that the higher quality items are like worth more, like science packs. Because that's definitely an issue I've had for a while with quality. Stockpiled, and now we're down to 0. Yeah, I get that, but like I wish that like you could use legendary to make normal stuff, because it's just. It's like they took every item and multiplied it by. It's like they took the number of items in the game and multiplied it by 5 times when you get into trying it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I get the fact that like some people enjoy that bit, but For me, it's like I have to build 5 different bases, one for normal quality all the way up to legendary quality. Like I haven't found a way around that yet. Yeah. So like the way it would work is like you could use a legendary in a normal crafting. So like let's say for example I want to make these gears. A legendary gear would basically last a certain amount of time longer. Oh no. If you want to, I would think that if you want to make legendary, you need legendary. You wouldn't be able to craft. You wouldn't be able to craft quality up. You would only be able to craft quality down. I feel like that would need to be a process. So you'd want to keep all your legendary stuff separated so that you can use that to make your high quality stuff. I don't want to make it that easy. What do you take me for? But it would definitely help early game to be able to craft quality down. Now the question is, do we want to do Celestial Arco technology? Right. The lowest quality item you're putting in is the highest quality you can get out. So if you want to make a normal gear, you can put anything in. But if you want to make a rare gear, you have to put at least a rare iron in. You can put legendary iron in, and legendary iron lasts longer than rare iron, but you can still craft with legendary into rare, but you can't craft rare into legendary. Because I definitely do feel like it does need to be gated somewhat, because I've played with the legendary stuff before. I've literally just cheated my way through the game. There's a couple of ways I found to get legendary a lot easier in the game. Some with just cheating it in, and some with changing the parameters using one of the mods I have to make stuff create legendary far more often. And a legendary base is broken because it's so much more powerful because of all of the bonuses you get from using legendary items and legendary equipment. I was thinking I need to build more of these, but literally it's our orichalcum that's the issue. How much orichalcum do I need for this? I need 0.2, and I'm getting 0.03. What I could do, I'm trying to think about how I could get it to here. This is a good spot for it. I need prismarite. Definitely starting to suffer from what I've heard people call progression paralysis. And sadly, we're probably getting close to the end of the stream for today. Definitely say I don't want to stop because since I only stream twice a week, once on Saturday and once on Monday, I definitely don't want to stop because I know I won't be able to play for quite a while until I get back to it. Nope, not that. That was almost bad. Oh wait, no, it needs to go into here. I'm a fool. How do I do this? orichalcum, just make more orichalcum. It's that simple. I always hate it when people say that in this game. Making more stuff is tiresome. There we go. I don't think that'll give us enough. I think we're still going to lack some, but it will definitely help. We still have plenty of both. I can kind of understand why they didn't do it. I could only imagine, like, if something spoils that's legendary, what would happen? Did you start running into, like, spoilage issues? But I feel like they could have done it. I feel like it wouldn't have been impossible. One thing I can definitely say with this mod is I never cook stone. Like, I have never cooked stone before to get stone brick. Because I get enough from the void sheds themselves and the other processes that create stone brick. Okay, good. Our prismarite plates have gotten up to a good amount. I'm definitely considering, though, what I'm going to do for this. See, the problem with it is I put my petro stuff here. I wish I would have moved it down just a little bit. I could move it. There's nothing preventing me from doing that. No, except for laziness. I could cut this entire thing and then move it down. Forget it. Alright, let's go check on our electrical engines. That's what we were working on. I swear I lose focus of what I'm working on, which is one of my biggest issues in this game. Alright, now I just need steel. Rocket silo. Alright. Make me rockets. Is it said I'm tempted to just do this? Literally just so we can get this rocket taken care of? It can also produce liquid fuel, steel, and void shards. Did I say liquid fuel for solid fuel? It's like avoiding doing the thing I don't want to do. But no, I can definitely understand why power was one of your biggest issues. My first big issue when I first played through this was definitely dealing with all of the byproducts. Until I found out you could turn on the mode to just toss it in the ocean. It was definitely one of those. I was struggling to figure out what to do with all of the byproducts. And then it was landfill, just needing more and more landfill, and then it was power. Power became a problem, and it's been something that's been a pain in my butt since up until nuclear craft most of the time. Now see, what I could do is I could go make rocket fuel, because it's not like it's hard to make rocket fuel. I literally just need the light oil, which I have here, and the solid fuel, which I have up here. I mean, quite literally, all I have to do is this. And then we say salt. No, we say rocket. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. I was wondering why I remembered having to do the placement, but I couldn't remember why I did have to do the placement. Pipes, and I need underground pipes. Very fast, but it will actually give us the extra. It actually will give us some extra rocket fuel. Another option would be to use rocket fuel for fuel as well. It burns 100 megajoules versus our solid fuel's 12 megajoules, so it's quite a lot more. But not something I'm super worried about. Like I said, the option would be there. Literally all I'd have to do is this. And put this over here instead. Now see, that was a lot easier to get the rocket fuel than the process we're going through over here. Again, I'm just being lazy. I also should have productivity modules in here, but I forgot to make them. Probably not going to help too much with the last 40%, but at least it'll help a little bit. Not to mention productivity modules are going to increase the amount of electricity, but it's not like that's a huge deal right now. Prioritize left. There we go. And go. And hoover up all this solid fuel. I can definitely say this is probably not a good idea, since we make rocket fuel so much slower. But I've never been known for making good decisions. I normally just like making these decisions to see how it works and see if I can figure a way to make it work better. Because rocket fuel has 100 megajoules. I'm pretty sure this stuff is only worth, yeah, this is only worth 12 megajoules. So rocket fuel would definitely be probably a lot better in the long run. You see how much slower that burns? Like I said, it's probably not fast enough. It probably would be better for me to build a system that does like this instead. So the way we'd have to do it is we're slightly too short. We do it like that. Do it like this. Like here. So, yeah, to a certain degree, at least in my opinion. If I run up here real quick. Voiding out the byproducts is probably the easier thing. But, for example, if we look here, stone being made with void flux, not only do I have all these byproducts that I'm getting, which this system is built to use the byproducts, so that's not a problem. You're getting one stone per second. Here, you're gonna get 6 stone per second. Wait, what the? It's slower? I didn't know that. Okay, bot creator. You're the one going to need to answer this, because I don't even have an answer to this, because at this point I'm wondering if I should just switch back over to using void flux, since I'm using all the byproduct anyways. Is the only advantage to coreless fluid that you have that it only produces the item that you're looking for? You also can think about the fact that It also might be the fact that in most cases you can't throw it into the ocean. That's a function that I have turned on. So there is that. And if you had the byproducts and you can't just throw them in the ocean, you'd have to find a way to use them. Oh, I did not have realized that. I actually intended to turn stone back into just the byproduct, into just the fluix recipe, since I'm using the byproducts. I may have to consider that for my future builds. Because I was expecting it to be faster, and I just never looked. I definitely can say that I like having the pure systems, even if they are slightly slower. Oh wait, no, that's fine. That just has that as the problem, so to fix that I can easily do this. Yep. Let's have it. You're being problematic. Actually, there's a fix for this. One that you shouldn't do, but I'm going to do anyways. Actually, that'll work. That'll work just fine. And now I can remove this. It's not necessary. I'll have to redesign it based on that thought process now. I will still use the coherence. I'll never say that word right. I can swear that. I'll still probably use different ways of setting it up, just because of the fact that I have ways of handling it. Okay, so now go ahead and do this.
Yeah, no, that's entirely true. The void gem recipe going from 5 void gems in, with half of them coming out as void gems, the other half coming out as back into the normal shards, to the process of 5 going into 1 coming out constantly is so much better. That would definitely be the one of the recipes that needs coreless fluid. I just don't have enough I just don't have enough what do you call it? Solid fuel coming in. The way I can fix that is to improve the solid fuel system. We're probably ready to launch the rocket. 1, 2. At this point, I'm just putting it off for no real reason. Well, actually, I know what the reason is. I'm suffering majorly from what is progression paralysis. Add and break all of this. No, I didn't say that. Assemble this. There we go. Is there even a way to get rid of it? Long into the short of it's one of those situations of the best way to get over progression paralysis is quite literally just to get over it. Basically to stop allowing yourself to basically sit there and say, I don't want to make progress, and start forcing yourself to make some progress. But again, you're running into that same system of progression paralysis is because it's easier to just continue what you're currently doing and improve on what you've already done because you already know how to do it, than to consider how you would do the next step. It's not just a Factorio thing. People can suffer from progression paralysis in everything. You need to clean up your house, but you end up deciding just to keep working on the same room over and over and over again instead of working on the next project. Because it's easier to just keep working on that same project than it is to get on to the next project. You already know what you're doing, you already have everything set up, you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, that's the other thing about progression paralysis that's kind of a hard thing to get around. Progression paralysis is part of the system of Factorio. Yeah, just do it. That's the big one. But a lot of Factorio is based around the idea of it actually encourages progression paralysis because, like, well, right now I can improve my iron system because I don't have enough iron, or I can improve this system because I don't have enough of this. Like, my brain can I easily can tell my brain that this system does not need to get improved. There's no reason to improve the system. It's not something I need to do. I don't even need to stockpile this here. already stockpiling here, so why am I stockpiling in two places? So my brain thinks, okay, I can just do this. Throw this down. There. Now both sides of the lane will be used. But was that necessary? Did I need to sit there and do that? It would have eventually used both sides of the lane, now I'm just going to use it more quickly. That's one of the reasons why progression paralysis is kind of a pain to me. Because, no, you're not doing something pointlessly. It actually is. There's actually going to be a use to it. It just may not be have a point at the current moment, or it may not have its point within the near future. Like, I need blue circuits. Why am I not making blue circuits? I'm not making reds. I'm making red circuits which aren't being used. I'm not even throwing these out. If I had come over here and looked at this earlier, I could have fixed this a while ago. Because now I can make my stuff again. I could also pick up these, because we don't need a whole bunch of those in there. If I need more, I can go within and go get more. Throw those in there. I also want to do this because I want to find out if, what the heck? Oh, okay, I get it. It's backlogging the system with spoilage and carbon because this stuff has such good fuel value. Now see, this needs to be built back here. I can move it. It won't be a big thing right now, but it would be a thing. It means I don't have to progress. Break this apart. Where'd it go? Oh, I just had it. There we go. There we go. Then, there. Now it's gonna take it a minute, because it's gotta burn through all of the rocket fuel that it had to burn up for a while. But yeah, progression paralysis, the easiest way to get over progression paralysis, like the mod maker said, just do it. Just tell yourself to work on the next project. And eventually, you'll do things you weren't even expecting. We can't launch the rocket. I was planning on launching the rocket to end this. Ah, crap. I forgot. I forgot that you can't launch the rocket just to launch the rocket. You actually have to have a reason to. Build space platform. I just need to... Oh. I need to put a starter back in space. Blue circuits, which I have, and more of that stuff. More copper. We're getting close. Ooh, the flux cyclers. That's gonna make me need to rebuild my entire base anyways, just based on those things alone. I need 60? Oops. I wasn't paying attention. I could have sworn I only needed 20. My bad. There we go. I was wondering why I couldn't just craft it. The funny thing is we're going to launch this thing into space and then we're just going to ignore it. Well, unless we have to. Unless there's another gate science. I hate the new gate sciences personally. I wish we could turn them off. Like, I don't want to have to launch these things. I just want to keep continuing on with the science. Like, I get why they exist. I get why they started doing them. I get why it's there. But I do feel like it was a change to Factorio that I was not a big fan of. Like, I just want to do science packs. I don't want to have to build something. Oh yeah, because we got to build an asteroid collector in space. Ugh, such a pain. I want to build an asteroid collector in space. I don't need it. I can make space science literally here on the planet. And I plan to. Because I plan on being lazy. I'm not going to space. Goodbye. No. Oh. Sure. Bye, rocket. And there we go. Why? I don't want to build an asteroid collector in space. Oh, it's already ready. Give me an asteroid collector. Low density structure. What? Yoink. Go to space. There we go. Now, we can make white science. Quality modules. So, to make space science, we need ice, iron, and carbon. The only thing we don't have right now is ice. And yes, now that I know the answer, that poreless fluid doesn't actually make things a lot better, I'm actually going to just plan on dumping the byproducts into the ocean, and making what I want with poreless fluid when it's something that I don't have another way of gaining easily. You will do only precise. Yes. Where is my 3-to-1? Or my 2-to-1? It's actually a 2-to-1, but we're going to be using it as a 3-to-1. White. carbon down? Oh, I messed up. Messed up, ladies and gentlemen. Luckily, there's an easy fix around it. My big issue with progression paralysis, personally, is the fact that, like, I'll get progression paralysis, but I'll get it in, like, all the worst ways. Like, I could get progression paralysis in good ways. Like, I could be like, oh, I should, craft all these things. I could just set it up to craft all these things that I'm handcrafting. That'd be amazing. I don't. Here we go. Here comes the carbon. Finally, go. White science. Give me this. There we go. Definitely logistic systems and go for X enrichment first. Just the right amount. There it goes. Now we're cooking with science. Alright. Logistics warehouses. We'll start doing our different modules. The next base redesign is definitely going to be going towards the planets. Getting the other planets unlocked and doing all their stuff. These 6 sciences will take us pretty far. Get us pretty settled in. We are noticing, though, we are starting to run into like issues. For one is like copper. Which is probably weird for some people to see, because it's not something you see all the time. But it is also because I don't have very much copper production. So let's fix that. I need copper. Because I need advanced circuits. I'll get some advanced circuits.
you. It's not enough copper, but it'll be more. It'll be. It's not a lot of copper, but it'll be more than enough for a while. Steel's probably also something else I should improve. Train base is probably better. I should probably move to a train base. The big issue I have with the only thing I can say about train bases is that train bases are a lot harder to set up. In my personal opinion. I think train bases are better, I just think they're harder to set up. I think it takes more dedication sitting down and actually designing it. But I do think that train bases can be better than a main bus base. Because for example, like let's say a main bus base, like my main issue with a main bus base is like this system will only get me so far. Eventually these belts are not going to be enough to transport all of these goods, even if I upgrade them to turbo belts. The green ones you get from the lava planet. I can't remember what it's called right now. I know it's not Fulgora. Fulgora is the trash planet. Vulcanus. The green belts you get from Vulcanus wouldn't even be enough eventually. You'd eventually start running into issues. Yes. Like I said before with it, it's the amount you could have. Now, I have considered a main bus base that actually would be considered like the best idea for a main bus base. So let's take a simple thought process for a quick second. Let's consider that we are making a main bus, and we want to make red science. To make red science, we need to make gears. And we need to bring in copper. To make gears, we need to bring in iron. So we need to bring in iron and copper. You can design your red science around the idea of one lane of copper and one lane of iron and one lane of copper coming in. And that's all that this feeds. And then your bus runs on that idea. And then if you want to build, let's say we want to build green science. Now, green science requires belts and requires you to make belts and inserters. Now, to get belts, I need gears and iron plates. To get this, I need iron plates. I need gears. Oops. That one. I need gears, and I need green circuits. To get green circuits, I need copper wire, iron plates. To get gears, I need iron plates. This is iron plates, this is iron plates, and this is iron plates. This needs copper. So what you would do is now your bus would consist of one lane of iron, one lane of copper, another lane of iron, 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 and a lane of copper. That would be your idea, to dedicate each line to one of the processes. Now, don't get me wrong, eventually these lines aren't going to be enough, but you could build your entire base based on this design, and that would be a main bus base that would work.
because the issue we run into, and we kind of see it with my design, is if we need a ton of gears, half of the iron is going to go to gears, and then half of the iron is going to go to gears again. So at this point, you have what, a 25% of your iron going to the rest of your base every time, cutting it in half. By the time we get down here, if everything is needing iron, White Science is going to be starved for iron because of the fact of how it works. You can actually probably simulate that by me actually doing some research while I'm talking about this. And then I want this one, I want this one, I want this one, I want this. Nope, not that. Do I not get the sciences? Do I actually have to get to the planets to... No. No. This should unlock void cell. These should unlock void engines. Why is it not unlocking void engines? Oh. That's annoying. Okay. We're gonna have to consider that. That makes sense. We are also forgetting a third base design, because we mentioned we are missing another base design, because you have train bases, you have bus bases, and then you have the people who are completely insane like myself who try to do bot bases. Because that's exactly what I'm working towards, making a bot mall, which we actually have everything we need now to make a bot mall. I'm just being lazy and not wanting to progress. Progression paralysis again. Why do you hate me? I should have some rebel ports in here somewhere. I think I made some, or was that a different mod? That was a different playthrough. Great. Iron. More specifically, gears. Gears! Make 2 of these. Okay, so... one of these. One of these, and then one of these. Wonder why I'm doing it here. Almost like I have a plan. Oh no, I need the upgrade. Nope, batteries. What does it take to make an electric engine again? Like the actual legitimate one? Lubricant, that's right. So, instead of this one, let's go with lubricant. Lubricant. Engines. Green circuits. Electric engines.
Logistics bots. I want logistics bots. That one. That one. Batteries. Not you. Batteries. Want red circuits. There. Logistics bots. Go. These two little bots are gonna work like crazy to make more bots. So, need red circuits. Probably the easiest way to make red circuits. Actually, the easiest way to make red circuits would be literally to do this. It needs copper and it needs copper wire and plastics. Plastics. There we go. Beginning of the bot base. Now, this needs green circuits. And this needs steel, and that's the only thing we need, and then we'll be able to basically produce everything up here that we need. So, give me this. Steel. Not that one. This one. Big steel. Here we go. It works. It's alive. Into this. Where is void jumps? One carbon. I don't know what I'll recount.
going to do is we have this one, which is the basically crafting this from nothing, which is probably what we're going to set up next. I was kind of surprised that there wasn't a Voidcraft recipe that would basically let you craft all the science packs from Void, like you can with the Void science packs. I kind of understand why you wouldn't want to do that, just because of the fact that that does sound like it would make it really easy. But it definitely seemed like something that would be a thing, and it just never became a thing. Like I said, I can understand why you might not have set it up, but it does seem like it's the odd thing out. Is it? I might take a look. Not that I think it's a good idea to turn it on. I'd end up just lazily crafting everything from Void. Yeah, probably not going to. One of those things I can definitely tell why it's not on by default. It's kind of like tossing stuff in the ocean, except it's really broken. So we have the void crystals down here. The next thing I need to work on making is the robot parts, which all I need is gears up here. And we'll be able to do robot parts. So this one, wireless fluid. Where's gears? Gears. Just a little bit more. Yeah, probably upgrade during in the next break between streams. I'll probably upgrade this week. We'll probably have to deal with anything that breaks because of it, but yeah. I am using an old version. I haven't updated it since when I stopped doing my original streams. No particular reason why, I just haven't gotten around to updating it. I don't tend to keep it updated. I don't tend to auto-update or anything like that, just because of the fact that it does tend to break stuff every once in a while. Turn that on just for a second to handle. Go ahead and stockpile some logistics drones, but we don't need that many of them right now. I'm actually tempted to throw these into the system. Although right now it's trying to fill my inventory with red circuits. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off for now. So these guys, I want at least 200. That'll keep my construction bots on me. Supplied with at least 10 of these, which we'll put right there. Alright, we've got the logistics. The only thing we haven't gotten right now is I haven't actually set up the void for the Coverax enrichment process, which is fine. I have my room, which is fine. It'll probably be what we work on next time, even though I'm working on it literally right this second. But we'll work on improving it next time. The goal is to get the nuclear reactor up and running. This one. Oh, wait, no. Let's look at this. Bright green rocks, 250. As long as it's less than 250, go ahead and let them in. Now this one, I want to say, only let this out if this is greater than 200. And that's the Coverax enrichment process started. Pretty slow process, all things considered. There is a way to make this better. So if you connect this to here, we can basically tell it if this is less than 45. Read contents, including crafting. Because we need at least 40 in here. But we don't want it to have greater than 45 in here. Because there's no reason for it to have more than 45 in here right now, and we don't have enough green shiny rocks for us to justify sucking them all up into one machine. And this will keep them all running at the same speed. Now you kind of do want to turn it off eventually, because eventually what will happen is this will cause your your system not to have any in there, and it will slow the process. But for the first few of them, you want to kind of keep it like that, so that it kind of has stuff to work with. But that gets that process started. I might let this run in the background so that we can get some of our Covarex, so that we can get some of our green shiny rocks up. But I will not be making any more progress outside of that. Just letting the stuff run in the background and build up some of our supplies in order to have some stuff for when we get back into it next week. But until then, I will see all of you guys next week. I stream on Sundays and Mondays, 2 p.m. EST. I will stream on at least one of those two. I will try to stream on both of them. If I end up not streaming on either of them, it's because I wasn't feeling well or I couldn't get the time to stream. But I will try to stream every Sunday and Monday at 2 p.m. But I hope you guys all enjoyed. If you did, and you're watching this on YouTube, hit that like button. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, hit that like button. If you want to see more of my content, hit that subscribe button. And if you would like to leave something in the comment section down below, either to give me a hint on how to do better, or let me know what you think about my base. Other than that, thanks for all for watching. See you guys next week. And I will be leaving the stream up for at least another 2 minutes to let any conversations finish out. But I will not be talking for the rest of the stream. Talk to you guys later.